Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to draft, cut and sew this gown wrapper, so you can see how beautiful it is looking on me. If this is something you're interested in, then keep up watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this kind of video on this channel. Okay, to make this breast tube gown wrapper, I'm going to be using this beaded lace. I have about 3 yards of brown beaded lace, as you can see. Then I'm also going to be using crepe for the lining and also crepe for the upper part of this gown. So I bought 3 yards of crepe. As you can see, this one is already small. That's because I've already gone ahead to cut out the upper part on my fabric before I even remember to show you guys what I'm going to be using for the making of this dress. Yes, I've already gone ahead to draft the pattern for this dress already, and I've already cut it out on my crepe. So this is the one I have left. So you're going to be needing about 3 yards of crepe or whatever material you're going to be using for lining. Then I bought this ongandi. I bought 2 yards of ongandi. You're going to be needing steel or cloth steel. I bought 2 yards. Then I also bought paper stain, 2 yards. Then you're going to be needing breast tube. Okay, this is the softest one. Let me take these ones to one side. So I'm going to be making use of these two type of bonnet. So I'm going to be using this regional bone. I have about 5 yards of this. Then I'm also going to be using this tiniest bone, the tiniest one. I'm going to be using 5 yards as well. That is it for the original bone. So I'm going to be using zip. This is a thread I'm going to be using. I bought this bead to bead the dress. I also bought this white sequin, they call it brown, as you can see. I also bought this type. Also bought eyelets. You are going to be needing your pins to pin your fabric. You are going to be needing seal tape to seal your pattern paper. You are going to be needing scissors to cut, okay, to cut your fabric, any of this. Then you're also going to be needing bias maker. If you don't have this, you can just simply cut it out like that and use rubber bias. You're also going to be needing French curve. So if you don't have this, you can make use of freehand. So these are all the things we are going to be needing for the making of this gown. On my pattern paper, I am going to mark a straight line. This line is going to be serving as the starting line or the shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I will mark the depth of my armhole, which is 9.5 inches. I will mark it on both sides. From the starting line, I will mark my bust point, which is 11 inches, my under bust 14 inches. Then I will mark my half length, which is 17 inches. Then the full length of the top is 26 inches. To get the full length of your corset top, mark 5 inches or 6 inches below your waistline. I will repeat the same measurement on this other side. After marking it, I will go ahead and connect all the points together like this. After connecting the points together, I will label the lines. This one is the shoulder line, this is the chest line, the bust point line, under bust line, waistline, and the full length of the top. So on the shoulder line, I will mark half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8.5 inches. On the chest line, I will also mark half of my shoulder measurements. Then on the shoulder line, I will come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope like this. Then I will mark the width of the neckline, which is 3.5 inches. For the depth, I am going to make use of 4.5 inches like this. So after marking it, I will go ahead and connect the neckline like this. So after connecting the points together, I will mark the shoulder slope like this. Then I will connect a straight line from the shoulder slope to the chest line. So I'm going to place my tape on the chest line. I will divide my bust by 4. I will mark it, which is 11 inches. Then I will place my tape on the waistline. I will divide my waist measurement by 4. I will mark it, which is 9 inches. Then on the top length, I will divide my hip measurement by 4. I will mark it like this. So after marking it, I am going to connect my armhole like this. After connecting the armhole, I am going to connect a slant line from the chest line to the waistline and from the waistline to the hip line like this. So once I'm done connecting it, I'll go ahead and blend the waistline like this. So after blending it, I will just cut out the excess of my pattern paper because it was disturbing me. So I am going to place my tape on the shoulder line. I will mark 6 inches downward. That is where I want my breast tube to start from. So go ahead and mark what you want for yourself. I want this breast tube to be a sweetheart neckline breast tube. So from the chest line, I will go up by 1 inch. Then I will mark a curve line from there to the armhole area. I don't want the sweetheart neckline to be too deep. So I will place my tape on the under bust. I will mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4.025. On the waistline, I will mark it. On the hip line, I will mark it. And also on the bust point line, I will mark it. After marking it, I will mark a straight line from the bust point line to the full length of the top. So after marking it, I'll place my tape on the shoulder like this. I will fold my tape into 2 and mark the midpoint. I will mark a slant line from there to the bust point line like this. Now I will just curve it, like blend it in. So I'll place my tape on the under bust line. I will mark 1 inch to the side front and 1 inch to the center front for my dart intake. I will repeat the same thing on the waistline and also on the hemline like this. So I'll place my tape on the bust point line. I will come down by 1 inch. I will use my French cuff to connect a curve from there to the under bust, and from the under bust to the waistline, from the waistline to the hem of the top. Now if your bust is very small, make use of 0.75 inches. If your bust is very big, make use of 1.5 inches on your under bust. So I'll blend this line upward like this. Then I'll blend the sharp edges. The next thing I want to do is to take the bust dart. So at the top here like this, I'm going to place my tape at the top. I will mark 0.75 inch to the side front and 0.05 inch to the center front like this. Then I'll go ahead and connect from there to the bust point line. Okay, so after connecting it, I will go ahead and close the dart so that I can remark the sweetheart neckline again. So it is very important for you to close the dart like this. Okay, very easy. Just watch what I'm doing. So after closing it, I will remark the sweetheart neckline for it to be more visible. So I'm going to be using my marker like this. Okay, so once I'm done marking it, I'll go ahead and open it up and mark these parts that I'm going to be cutting at. So the next thing I want to do is to replace the dart that I took. So I'm going to measure it. I'll place my tape on this line here and mark it, which is 1.5 inches. I'll measure what I took here, then I will replace it on the chest line. I will measure the dart that I took around the waistline. I will also replace it on the waistline, which is 2 inches. I will also replace the one on the hip line as well. So after replacing it, at first I wanted to mark a slant line because I was thinking of making a sleeveless breast tube, but later on I went ahead to reconnect the armhole. So I also discovered that the bust measurements I used for this bustier was bigger than my bust, so I retook my bust measurements. So I retook my bust measurements and I discovered that it has less, so I have to remark it again. That is just what I did there. So I'm going to connect a slant line from the chest line to the waistline like this, and from the waistline to the hip line like this. The next thing I want to do is to snatch the waistline of this bustier. To snatch it, I'm going to place my tape on the waistline and mark 1 inch inward. So if you don't want to snatch your own by 1 inch, you are going to mark ½ inch. Please make sure you do not snatch it more than 1 inch. Okay, around the hem part, I will mark 1.5 inches upward. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. So after connecting from the waistline to the hemline, I will use my French cuff to connect a curve from the 1.5 inches and mark upward towards the down like this. I hope you guys saw what I did. The next thing I want to do is to mark my side darts. So the difference between my front half length and my back half length is 2 inches. I'll place my tape on the bust point line and mark 2 inches downward. Then I'll connect from the nipple to nipple points to the side. I will connect this part here again. So the next thing I also want to do is to reconnect this top, this dart area. I just want to blend the line to this other side so that I will be able to cut out the yoke for the top. Okay, so I'll go ahead and reconnect the armhole like this. So I went in by ½ inch just like when you are drafting pattern for the front part of your dress, you go in by ½ inch, right? So I'll label the yoke like this, then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Watch and see the part I am cutting out. In case you are a beginner and you do not understand how to draft a basic bodice pattern, go ahead and watch my tutorial on my channel on how to draft a basic bodice pattern, or you pay for my beginners sewing online class and learn everything. Okay, it's very easy. So once I'm done cutting it out, I will go ahead and label it. This one is number 1 and this one is number 2. So I'll go ahead and cut out the side that I almost forgot. So I will cut it close to the end. I will not cut out everything. Then I will use the down one to close the upper one like this. I will use my seal tape to seal it down. I have drafted out the pattern for the back. As you can see, I have marked the neckline, the chest line, the waistline, and the full length of the back. Now, to get the full length of the back, what you need to do is to minus the difference between your front half length and your back half length from the full length of the back. For instance, the difference between my back half length and the front half length is 2 inches. Now, what I did for the back, instead of marking 26 inches as the full length of the back, I minus 2 inches away from it and mark 24 inches. I hope you guys understand. So for the back, I am not also going to be adding that. However, I marked the nipple to nipple line, but I'm not going to be adding that. So I'll place my tape on the waistline and mark 1 inch inward for the waist tightening, just like I did for the front. So I'll go ahead and connect from there to the chest line and from the waistline to the hip line. So after connecting it, I will blend I will reshaping the waistline. From the hem, I will mark 1.5 inches upward, just like as I did for the front, and connect it inward like this. So after connecting it, I'll go ahead and reconnect the side just to make it more visible. Then I will reconnect the armhole like this. So after reconnecting it, the next thing I want to explain to you guys is this. Please pay attention. Now, around the zipper area, I did not add zipper allowance, so I still want to tighten the back by 1 inch. This is just me marking 1 inch inward. I did not add zipper allowance before, so from my normal measurement, I went in by 1 inch, then I connected the points together. Then I'm just going to mark the chest line like this. Okay, so from the neck line, I will come down by ½ inch. From that ½ inch, I will use my French curve to connect a curve like this from that line that I marked downwards to that ½ inch. That is how I want the back part of the yoke to look like. So you can go ahead and give the back part of your yoke a different design if you want to. So after that, I will cut it out. I hope you guys understand. So that is it for the back. So after cutting it out, I am going to tighten the upper part, which is the yoke part. I want to tighten it so that they will not be gaping after sewing it. Now, to tighten it, all you need to do is to place your tape at the top like this. That is the center back. Go up by ½ inch. After marking it, I'm going to mark a slant line from the center back to the armhole area like this, then cut it out. So this is it for the back. Now the next thing I want to do is to cut out the flap for the back. To cut out the lapel, measure from the chest line to the full length of the back. So mine is 40.5 inches. Whatever measurement you get, minus 1 inch away from it and mark it on a new pattern paper. So mine is 40.5 inches, minus 1 inch is 30.5. So I mistakenly cut out 12.5, so I'm going to replace it on my fabric. Now the measurement you are going to be using for the wideness of your lapel is your nipple to nipple measurement times 2. Mine is 4.025. 4.025 times 2 is 8.5 inches. So for me, I cut out 9 inches, so I'll go ahead and label it lapel. I have used my patterns to cut out on my fabric. As you can see, I added ½ inch at the top, the side, and also at the down for joining allowance. Then I added 1 inch at the side for sewing allowance. I did the same thing for the back, and this is the lapel, as you can see. Then I also went ahead to use my skirt pattern to cut out on my fabric. I already have a well detailed tutorial on how to draft a skirt, is on the channel. So I added 1 inch at the side for joining allowance, and for the back I added 1 inch at the side for journey allowance and 1 inch at the zipper area for zipper allowance. If this tutorial was helpful, please go ahead and like this video, comment on it, subscribe to my channel. This really helped my algorithm a lot. So on my next tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to sew it. I'm going to see you guys on my next tutorial. Bye.